Good evening, you two. Madam Roy here again. Well, we finally had a nice day. This past Saturday, it got above 40 degrees. I think it was about 43 degrees to be exact. So I decided to go out and go to some garage sales. Not expecting too much. And there really wasn't, unfortunately. I actually hit just 2 sales. But luckily at the second garage sale, they had a lot of electronic stuff there, mainly like old video game stuff, not the kind of thing I'm usually interested in. But I noticed a laptop back there, and I asked the gentleman, is there a laptop in your facility? He said yes. So he pulled it out, and he showed me this computer. This is a Toshiba satellite. It's an A205 S8308. Excuse me. It has a Intel Centrino. It's actually a Core 2 Duo CPU. And it originally came with Windows Vista. Now I have since upgraded to Windows 7. But let me get back to the original story. The guy said that he had actually found this in a storage unit that he bought. He goes to the storage auctions. And he let me have it for a whopping $40. That's right, everybody, $40. And I accepted. Now, there are a few minor issues with the computer. Nothing really severe. And I'll show you what they are. The first thing is this power plug. Now, as you can tell already, this is really, really bent. Now, I think the previous owner may have done this on purpose. I'm not sure. Just because when you do plug it in, it bends that way. So maybe it was at a weird angle on his desk or something and he didn't have enough room. Anyway, I tried to bend it back, but it's really stiff, and it does work. I'm wiggling the plug, and it's not even a loose connection, so I'm just going to live with it for now. If it does break in the future, these little Toshiba power bricks can be had for a whopping $10 to $15 on eBay. And I'll probably go on the higher end and try to get an original equipment one. I do listen to a lot of AM radio, and the cheap Chinese knockoff supplies tend not to have enough shielding, and they play havoc with AM radio. So let's go over some of the specs on this nice little laptop. Oh, I'm sorry. And the other issue is the locking clamps that are on here. I don't think you guys can see that too well. I apologize. They're totally busted. So it does stay closed, but it doesn't lock. And that's about it. The battery holds a full charge. Everything else works. And now I'll go over the specs. Okay. It is a Intel Core 2 Duo. It is the T5450, and it's running at 1.86 gigahertz. Has 2 gigabytes of RAM, and it is the 64-bit operating system. The Windows experience on this is at 3.1, and that's just because when Toshiba made this back in 2009, they opted to use the Intel graphics card. And yeah, it's not that great. I mean, you can see the Aereo is 3.5 and the gaming graphics is actually 3.1. But other than those couple little issues, this system really runs very nicely. And it's got a nice semi-full-size keyboard. The thing that really surprised me with this laptop is it could not have seen much use, because if you look on the space bar and the enter key, which are usually the ones that are used the most, usually can find some kind of wear marks because these have like a paint finish on them. And on this one, there is literally no wear. The keyboard is like brand spanking new. And same thing with the touchpad. Usually you'll see like a white splot on there where the person puts their fingers the most. This one is totally clean. I'll go over some of the ports. Actually, I'll try to go over all of them. On the front here, we have the Wi-Fi kill switch. And right now you can see that it is on. Right there we have a SD and that card slot, and that is it. This is only read SD cards. We have the headphone microphone port. We have a actual volume knob on here. This is actually a potentiometer. Now on the side we have, if I can get this in the light here, 2 USB ports. This is your 56K modem. Now this is kind of interesting. This is a dual layer DVD burner and an HD DVD ROM drive. I don't know if you guys remember back about 4 or 5 years ago, Toshiba had come out with HD DVD and Sony had Blu-ray. Well, after a very short-lived battle, Sony actually won out over HD DVD. I do see them around occasionally, but they are very hard to come by. And essentially, they're just as good as Blu-ray. It was just a totally different format. I guess Sony actually got their credit back after Toshiba won out on the VHS market back in the 80s over Sony's Beta. So I guess it kind of evened out. And right there, of course, is the power port. And right back there, I don't know if you can see it, is the Kensington lock. There are no ports on the back of this computer. Up here we have some media buttons. We have the power button, web, music, and then of course your play, pause, stop, rewind, and fast forward. And it's got the 2 little speakers on top. Right there. Alright, and on the other side, do this up here, we have a PC card Type 2 slot. We have actually have a mini FireWire port, FireWire 400, 2 more USB ports, Ethernet jack, external keyboard port. I'm sorry, take that back. That is actually a S-Video port. And then we have VGA out. And then this right here is just a vent grill. And the one other thing, and I don't think you guys will be able to see it, but right up here is, oh, there you go, is a built-in 1.3 megapixel webcam, which by today's technology is not the highest quality, but it definitely gets the job done for Skype, Skyping, doing quick videos. And that is a review of my new Toshiba laptop. I'll try to post some videos of this in the future. Maybe we'll do a performance test. One other thing I want to say, it does have a very strange 200 gigabyte hard drive. It's a hard drive. It's an IBM DeskStar drive. And I do remember Toshiba for a short time putting these hard drives in computers. And I just thought it was very unusual because most of the time you see 120, 160, or 250 gigabyte hard drives. That drive is perfectly fine, it's healthy, and I'm going to leave it alone. The only upgrade I am planning on in the future with this laptop is to upgrade the memory from 2 gigabytes to 4 gigabytes. As soon as I can find a good deal on some DDR2, this is the 800 megahertz PC 6400 memory, I will go ahead and do that. Until then, have a nice day, everybody.